Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to Back Pocket Game Reviews, and I know it's been a really long time since I've recorded anything in my garage, but it's a really nice day out. It's like 65 degrees. Yes, I enjoy that kind of weather because fall is very delightful for me. You can probably hear a nice little sprinkle of rain in the background. We're coming into that fall weather, which I truly enjoy. And honestly, the acoustics in the garage work a lot better than the acoustics in the living room. But the living room, now that I don't have the AC on, will probably do just fantastic as well. However, I wanted to enjoy this nice weather, so we are outside and we are going to talk about Star Wars. Yeah, that's right, hence the R2-D2 mug and the Star Wars shirt. For those of you who have been on my channel for a long time, you already know that I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Like, I read the books. If I were talented enough to make cosplay, I would probably do Star Wars cosplay, but I'm not all that talented. My one talent is the fact that I can speak coherently, and, well, that doesn't make you a cosplay costume. But Star Wars showed off a brand new trailer for The Rise of Skywalker today. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen that trailer. They show a lot of clips from the previous two trilogies. So you get some from the prequels, you get some from the original trilogy, and, well, you see a little bit of the clips from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So as a huge Star Wars fan, this got me pretty pumped. I really liked seeing old Star Wars clips, especially when you're referencing the older films into the newer ones and not being like Rian Johnson and just going, here's what I feel about all of it, Spider-Man! Yeah, he's Spider-Man all over the movie. So I was actually in the crowd of people who didn't dislike The Last Jedi. I would just tell you it was probably my second least favorite Star Wars film, and it's second only to Attack of the Clones. So that should tell you how bad it was. Because I hate sand. Who says that? So I did really like the prequels. I really liked the original trilogy. I really liked The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi was alright. I loved Rogue One. Solo was pretty good. I am super excited about Obi-Wan now, knowing that Ewan McGregor is going to be in it. But let's dissect a couple things in the newest Skywalker trilogy, or Skywalker trailer here. There's a few very important things that some people may not have noticed, and a lot of people on Twitter did notice. I noticed while watching it, and I just really like to go through the Twitter feeds and see what conspiracies people come up with, because that makes it a lot more fun for me. But if you were watching and you saw the trailer and you saw this one scene where there is a bunch of Star Destroyers, like there is just a sea of Star Destroyers, just all there. The one thing you quickly notice if you are a diehard Star Wars fan is those are Imperial-era Star Destroyers. It's very obvious, very quickly. They are not the same Star Destroyers that the First Order used. So, that opens up a very interesting dialogue. A couple of things can happen here. You get A, the First Order stockpiled a bunch of Imperial-era, equipment, so like Star Destroyers. I don't know where you would park that many Star Destroyers, but I guess, it's a big galaxy. Could be out in the Outer Rim somewhere. There's any number of different things that could be discussed here for why the First Order would have that many Imperial-era Star Destroyers. Or you wind up with the fact that, well, the Empire's not actually dead. So Palpatine may still be alive, which is possible, especially if you read any of the extended universe books. There are a lot of different ways that Palpatine could have survived this. And to be fair, Disney in the movies so far has been willing to borrow from the extended universe. Yes, the extended universe that they deemed as not canon, they are willing to borrow from for ideas. That at least is how it's come off with some of the two new recent movies into the Star Wars saga. So I don't know which one I'm honestly more willing to believe. But there is a huge part of me that really wouldn't be shocked if they bring Palpatine back. I'm kind of curious to what direction they're going to go with it. Now, to be fair, I trust J.J. Abrams a hell of a lot more than I do Rian Johnson. And, well, The Force Awakens was pretty good. Granted, it fell into the same style of tropes and a very similar story to, like, A New Hope. So that there were things that it probably could have done better. But when you're starting off a new trilogy, it's okay to do it with stuff that seems familiar. That's not terrible. That's not even really a sin in the cinema universe. This is your first time touching a Star Wars movie that, well, George Lucas really had nothing to do with. I feel like The Last Jedi, though, was probably, they should have rung it in a little more. There's just a lot of things that made a lot of fans very unhappy that happened in that movie. Now, there was another scene in this trailer that was very interesting to me. You have a scene with Rey holding, well, which is essentially a butterfly knife of lightsabers. It is a double saber. It's got a hilt at the bottom, and essentially she can flick it down and it becomes a lance. So the double hilt flicks down and it clips in and becomes a lance. It was pretty sweet to watch, not gonna lie. There's like, I'm a big Darth Maul fan. Darth Maul may be my favorite bad guy out of the entire Star Wars universe. I love Darth Maul. I feel like he was a very underappreciated character, and a character that really got the shaft, if you get what I mean, because he got kicked down the shaft. Yeah, that was a bad joke. So, moving forward, I was really excited, though, to see that double lightsaber flick in, but now you have the question, why is Rey using a, well, red crystal and a lightsaber, and why does she have this fancy lightsaber? Is this a dream? Is this a vision? Or is, well, Rey going to the dark side? My guess is it's probably a dream or a vision, but there are some really good conspiracy theories on Twitter right now about this. A lot of them are thinking that Rey is going full dark side, and how awesome that would be. And then you have the other people that are like, oh, Disney doesn't have the stones. I don't think it's that they have the stones, it's just this isn't pro wrestling. You can't turn a character evil and then make them good again, especially when you're planning on this being the movie to end your trilogy. This is where, you know, that whole Skywalker timeline is supposed to come to an end. You don't really have enough time to turn her good, evil, and good again inside of one movie. It's not doable. And don't get me wrong, I understand sometimes Rey has this calling to the dark side. But that's also kind of one of those things where it's more humanizing of the character. It's not that she has a calling to the dark side, it's that we all struggle with internal conflict. We aren't always as simple as black and white. Sometimes there are more colors and shades that go to that universe. So it's not always that simple. That's kind of always one of those things where I really wish they would have brought in the gray Jedi. Like, there's a lot of people who probably don't know a lot about the extended universe to really know that it's not always as simple as good and evil. There are Jedi that fall very much so in the middle. I shouldn't call them Jedi, but you get what I'm saying. There are people that aren't extremely light and extremely good. Other Star Wars news that we've gotten recently, if you haven't noticed, Disney Plus showed off that they will be bringing The Mandalorian over to Disney Plus. They also showed that IG-88 will be inside of The Mandalorian. For those of you who don't know much about IG-88, there's some of you that are probably like, oh, I don't really know what IG-88 is. Go read Shadows of the Empire. It's a book. It takes place between the last, or not the Last Jedi. It takes place between the Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back. You should go read it. It's fantastic. Awesome book. Hell, there's even a video game. You can get it on Steam. Or you can get it for the N64. You can have your choice. IG-88's in it. But if you want to learn more about IG-88, that's a good place to start. He is probably one of the most badass of the bounty hunters. You also briefly can see him inside of Shadows of the Empire. Or not Shadows of the Empire. The Empire Strikes Back. When all of the bounty hunters are on the ship and Darth Vader's hiring the bounty hunters to go after. Yeah, IG-88's the robot one that's standing there. So that was very exciting for a longtime Star Wars fan to see IG-88 embodied, and to get to see him fight a little bit was fantastic. He's very nimble and quick, which isn't what you expect out of a droid, especially when you grew up watching C-3PO in them. But they also did announce that Disney Plus will be $6.99 a month, which makes them one of the cheaper streaming services. And keep in mind, Disney has one of the most rich back catalogs. They've also stated that no Disney movie would be in the vaults, so all Disney classics will be available on there, making this pretty well worth it, seeing as that Disney Blu-rays cost like 30 bucks. Even buying them digital can be pretty expensive because they're Disney and they hold their value. It's sort of like Nintendo. You buy a Nintendo game and it's a actual Nintendo game, like a Mario or a Zelda. You always know you're going to get probably at least 20 to 30 bucks in trade-in value at GameStop because they always hold their value, because GameStop can turn around and sell them for $5 less than a new copy and someone will still buy it. Or in the case of something like Pokemon Soul Silver, they can sell it for more than what it costs new without the Pokewalker because they can. It's just how it works. For some reason they hold their value and we are dumb enough to still keep paying it. But I digress. I was very excited to see all this news. I am a huge Star Wars fan. As you guys know, I take my son to see them all at midnight. Supposedly this one might be coming out on Christmas. I will be very upset if it actually releases on Christmas because I take holidays to spend with my family. I don't spend them watching a movie or anything like that. So that would be the first Star Wars movie that's released since I've been alive where I wouldn't go see night of release. Yeah, that would be pretty painful to me. But I will be pre-ordering my son and mine's tickets the second they announce it, as long as it's not on Christmas. I'm cool with it being during the holidays, because that's when they usually are. Just please, for the love of God, don't release on a holiday when people should actually be spending that time with their family. And not everyone in my family is a Star Wars fan. I know, that's even harder for me to verbally say out loud. That's almost upsetting. Guys, if you have any questions or you'd like to add to this, down in the comments, you can do so. Go ahead and type in your 2 cents. I respond to those things. It's crazy. It's almost like a messenger service. But you get to interact with me. Because I'm not a dick. Also, if you want to follow me anywhere else, links are, as always, in the description box down below. That's above the comment section, by the way. You have to click, and then it drops down the description box. Everything's in there. From my Xbox Live Gamertag to my PSN ID. If you want to add me on Nintendo Switch, unfortunately, the easiest way to do that is to have a Twitter and link your Twitter to your Switch account and follow me on Twitter. Because if I follow you back, so when I do those follow me, I'll follow you back kind of things, that's how I add people on the Switch. Or you can go track it through my community tab and see if you can find where I posted my Switch ID. Because I don't spam it. Guys, I love you all. I'll have plenty more videos coming for you. If you're new, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ding that bell. Even though I have no idea what the hell YouTube does to actually let you know if I uploaded a video or not, because I don't even get notified for most of the people I'm subscribed to. So whatever. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a thumbs up because that helps it reach more people. And I appreciate all of those who share my videos, wherever it is you choose to share them to. I'll see y'all later, and I'll have plenty more content coming for you.